The conclusion to the Zero War comic series is here, and as predicted, it's basically a better version of the Collision live event because there's only so much Epic can show us in the live events. Nevertheless, the events are still amazing and always will be. The comic starts with the Foundation on the island. He talks to the Paradigm about Io's Doomsday device being ahead of schedule for activation, and the Paradigm says she'll be able to launch in a few minutes and that the scientist gave her new armor that we saw in the live event and dotters a skin in the new Fortnite season. Foundation brings up the mistrusts between the two before asking Jones if the others are ready. The others of course being Spider-Man and Iron Man in their Zero outfits, which we now both have as skins. Spider-Man is being Spider-Man, showing off his back bling to people, and Jones says he has had several requests to ask Spider-Man to stop. Tony wants to take the Seven's tech back to his universe, but the Foundation says no. Stark responds saying he's no fun because he is in fact no fun. Of course, Wolverine just has ripped clothes as his Zero War outfit because Jones couldn't get any measurements, and Logan just pulled some clothes off a dead guy. Shuri doesn't want to wear her clothes either, as her clothing is special to Wakanda and she didn't like the new suit Jones made her. Jones brings up when he ghosted her in the Savage Land, and Shuri says Spider-Man told her about his late family. She says nothing is more important than honouring our loved ones. And I really like this because even though T'Challa is alive for Shuri in 616, Chadwick Boseman no longer is, and it just feels like a nice reference to him, especially since it's from Shuri. Stark and Parker have an exchange about everyone being paired up and how Peter is the only one who's not from that group. The Order hugs Logan and thanks him for making her sister happy. Triggerfish arrives, dying, handing intel meant for Sloane from Geno himself. The scientist tries to offer the fish help, but he accepts his death and asks the scientist not to let what Io did to him happen to any other fish sticks or anyone else. The group decide they must act now if they are to stop the collider from killing everyone on the island. The Foundation assigns everyone a shield generator and says Paradigm will take care of the collider once the shields are down in her mech. Storm and Thor also join the group and are ready to fight. We then cut to the heroes destroying shield generators. We can see here that Captain Marvel is still fighting, just like she was in the earlier issue. The ground team destroy the shield generators and the Paradigm moves on the collider. And then the ground collapses, just like in the live event. The Foundation tells everyone to attack the tower any way they can, and Iron Man flies straight into it before he's flung back, and the Imagine calls the Order over because Daddy is home. She spotted Geno on the collider. And this is where we get our first look at Geno. I honestly thought he looked less human than he does, because from the outline in the 0 point during the event, he didn't look human at all. He also seems to be wearing a Doctor Strange inspired outfit. At least that's what first came to my mind. Gunner runs to Doom for help, but Doom leaves Io to collapse, agreeing that Io's philosophy is sound, but they are unable to execute it. And I assume he takes any weapons he had with him. Geno doesn't want to kill his daughters, saying he'll send them somewhere safe if they just say for him to do that. But they have a better idea. They'll send Geno somewhere. The Imagine forces herself to break her and Geno away from the Order and Logan, falling into the 0 point and sends parts of them across the Omniverse. Sloane's death gets extended dialogue of her talking to Jones before Paradigm hits her with the mech and he jumps into the 0 point with the Foundation. The pair see Geno and the Imagined fading away, being spread across the Omniverse, and the only thing he could do was slow it down for both of them. Geno says the room they're in will go when he goes, and dies on a joke, asking who Jones was, which does understandably upset Jones since he worked with Geno for centuries. The pair return to Reality Zero and share a fist bump, which the Foundation says will never happen, except Jones says it will constantly play in his mind over and over again. I love these two, they're so funny together. Later, the scientist connects the 0 point to Thor's Bifrost, allowing anyone to go home. And Jones says Sloane wasn't always as evil as she was, and that he hated the way she went out, showing he still had some sort of sympathy for her. Spider-Man comforts Jones about his family, saying they'd be proud of who he is now. Of course, to end the series, we have to have an Iron Man and Foundation exchange, and it's just as funny as any other. Stark says they're armor bros, but the Foundation disagrees. The Foundation says he's going to let the 0 Point heal and figure out how to send all the loopers home. They shake hands and Stark says they're armor bros again, so before he gets too annoyed, the Foundation politely asks him to go home. The comic ends with Geno being as powerful as he is, pulling every piece of him back together from all realities. No status on the Imagined though. She's still gone for now. And with that concludes the Zero War comic line. It's been a good ride and given us unexpected ships plus our first look at Geno. But all good things must come to an end, and so concludes my breakdowns of these comics. Peace out.